How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Blade Bias. Let me get out this bad boy because, as you may or may not, I guess, be able to tell, I have two packages here, and both of them are very, very exciting. Now, I think I'm going to separate them into two videos because I'm pretty sure I'm going to have a lot to say about both of them. But the fact that I'm flipping the Kuno right now should give you some hint as to what one of them is. Now, if you don't know, the Kuno is made by the lovely lad of at Remshi Designs. And you know what? I'll get the full disclosure out of the way right now. I'm friends with Remshi. I play Valorant with him. I used to play it on a nightly basis. Now it's more like a once a week kind of thing. But I'm friends with him. I'm still going to give you the honest, what's up. So, I don't know. Disclosure stuff. End of the day, this stuff's still my opinion anyway, so you should always take it with a grain of salt. But this Kuno that I've had for months now is a prototype, and Remshi has actually made a ton of changes, which I have a list of that I can show off in a little bit, to the version that you actually will get if you decide to order one yourself. If you decide to get in on that pre-order, your Kuno is probably going to feel a little bit different than the one in my hand. So before we open it up, I have the new prototype Kuno in here. Remshi thought very generously to include me in the pass around. I actually requested to be in the pass around because I figure this is something that's actually worth making a video about. The differences between everything that you guys have heard about my Kuno and the differences between, the Kuno that you will eventually maybe receive if you decide to pre-order one. So he widened the pivots, widened the handles at the pivots, and it's only present on one side. I don't know what that means, actually. But that results in the weight being more distributed rather than concentrated in the ends. Tumble finish as opposed to previous machine finish. The jewelling on the inside is preserved. And the screw counterbores are more snugly fit into the screw head. So it sounds like we have a very, I'm assuming, slight reduction in the amount of bottom weight that the Kuno has, bottom weight being a hot spot of weight at the end of the handles, which the Kuno does have, but that allows it to have a lot of momentum to it. Just based off of that description, I'm kind of already thinking Calico situation, where my original prototype Calico was very bottom weighted, and then the production 1.5 version was not. So, without further ado, let's break into this. This is going to have an ano on it. Ooh, very nice. This ano was done by Blocks Toys. That's who sent it to me first. I love this blade. I gotta be honest, I'm not a fan of toxic stuff, and this anodization is certainly not swaying me in any specific direction. So yeah, this ano, it looks very nice. Blocks did a pretty good job on this, actually. But toxic is just not my thing, and this isn't going to be changing minds. But this blade is. Look at that blade. That's beautiful. The blue to the green with the pink. Ooh, I like that a lot. Okay. I do wonder why it was decided to go toxic with this, because I feel like you could synergize with that anodization so well. Anyway, enough of judging an anodization, which at the end of the day doesn't affect the overall experience. I don't see any noticeable differences here besides the fact that we are now using the screws that come with the Impusa, a T10 version of them, but very similar screws to what Grant uses and also what I believe Static Knives uses. But yeah, that screw is completely stripped. What the hell? That is a circle. I didn't touch this thing. I just made sure it was in the package all right. Yeah, that screw's fucked. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Anyway, let's flip it. Let's give it a flip. Wow. Why is it so greasy? Ew. Okay, hold on. There's some lubricant on here or something that must have leaked out while it was in the package. It just came rolled up in this, so there wasn't really any. It's a pass around, so it's obviously not how your experience is going to go. I am noticing the difference, but oh, okay. I don't like the oil. Must have just went everywhere on this. What the hell? I am noticing a difference though. There is a significant reduction in the amount of bottom weight at the end of the handles, and I think that comparison of it to the Calico is almost spot on because it still has the overall flipping profile of the Kuno, but we're looking at just a more standardized experience, I guess you could say. Yeah, it feels like a more standard version of the Kuno while still keeping all the properties of the Kuno alive. It still has a bit of bottom weight, so it's not like it's losing any performance in Chaplin's rollovers or anything like that. The only thing that I'm noticing is it's fanning much different. The fan, it feels a little flatter, but it's kind of struggling to get into the fan in the first place. Like on the original Kuno, if I fan it, it just kind of goes into it. You can feel all of that momentum at the end of the handles carrying it around very easily. I'm not really getting that here. It's more of a smooth fan and one that doesn't carry much momentum. I would prefer the prototype in that specific case, but in the case of like actually flipping it, this feels pretty good. I like it. It's a very subtle change. Again, very, very similar to what we dealt with the Calico a few months back, where, you slightly move the weight distribution of the handles around, and it just makes it feel a little bit more normal. I am feeling that. I am feeling that here. So that is pretty cool. It is also less shaky in fans, which is nice. I'm not a huge fan of shaky fans. But yeah, ooh, good changes, Remshi. This takes the Kuno from like a more like super interesting flipper to a still unique and interesting flipper, but one that I think a few more people would like as compared to the other one. I think. The Kuno actually got very good feedback from Blade Show. Most of the people who didn't like it either didn't like the weight or just the overall length of it. So if you're not into that, I mean, you're not going to be into the Kuno. But I think this flipping experience for the majority of people is slightly better. It just feels a bit more smooth, if I had to describe it. The original Kuno flipping experience is kind of rough around the edges. It's kind of why I like it so much, because there is so much momentum in such a light balisong. But this prototype definitely smooths out the experience in a way that is very pleasant. I like it a lot. Wow, that was... just interrupted it with my own hand. That's never happened before. Yeah, I like this a lot, actually. It's just a more refined Kuno, which, I mean, makes complete sense when you're going from a prototype to a production model. Like, I don't know why you wouldn't refine in that when you have feedback from people that you want to implement. So, good job, Remshi. I am going to spend a little bit more time with this thing, because obviously this is just my first, 10 minutes with the production Kuno. So expect a full video, not I spent a week with, but expect a full another video fully comparing these two. Because, I've been talking about the Kuno for a long time now. And now that some of the things that I've talked about don't really apply to it anymore, I think it would be worth it to do a full comparison, kind of talking about what the prototype is like. And I will prioritize that over the other package that I have over there, because this needs to go back to Remshi before Blade Show West, which is in like 2 weeks. So I'll get that done. Kind of give you guys the experience. I'm going to show the Kuno for a quick second here. If you want to pre-order it, it's available on Remshi's Instagram. Instagram.com/Remshi_I believe. But I'm sure you can find him if you just look up Remshi. Great dude. Kuno's really, really fun. The Kuno's actually been growing on me over the past few months. It's just it's kind of almost everything that I wish the Hognose was. It's a lot of momentum. It's super light. It's an almost effortless flipper. I did my last clip on Instagram with the Kuno, and it just felt right, you know. And yeah, I mean, I can already feel how different this is just from the few minutes that I've spent with the production version. So definitely going to do a follow-up on this, comparing the two. And yeah, I think that about does it. Thanks to Remshi for including me in the pass around for the production Kuno, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Next time, we'll be checking out what's in that box. That box looks fun. All right, see you guys later. Peace.